I really use a cover all your bases approach, and I recognize people learn in different ways. So I have used an online forum where people will post a response to a reading. I do a lot of small group work. Turn to the person next to you and spend 5 minutes discussing this idea, because some students don't like talking to the whole class, but in a small group situation, they will really open up. I do a lot of self-reflection exercises that nobody is ever going to see, like write down what you think your personal biases are, and don't ever show it to anybody. Just stick it in your notebook and consult it now and again. I have students present ideas. I'll assign each student a particular reading, and they'll get up and talk about it, which of course is not rocket science, but everybody's learning style is going to be met with some assignment. For example, rather than assigning only readings, sometimes I'll assign students to listen to a radio interview and parse what the interviewer was doing. And so they're listening and they're using their critical thinking skills, and they're saying which was their favorite question or what could the interviewer have done better, and they're analyzing what's done. So I try to go up Bloom's taxonomy, beginning with, what is a fact, all the way up to creating new things. And it's really effective in journalism because students like to analyze things. And in analyzing things, they're sort of empowered by realizing how bright they really are. And then in creating their own things, they're going beyond what they've always read and the usual way of doing things. And I think they're creating better journalism. Well, there's this kind of, you can tell when a class is giving you back energy and when things are just going. And that doesn't always happen. So sometimes you can tell things are not working and you have to cut your losses and try to shift to plan B. I've been fortunate enough that a lot of students have been very candid in sharing their experiences with me, both in terms of saying how much they learned and how much they liked the class, and in challenging me in saying, you made me feel bad when you were talking about how, people who have unearned privilege don't understand other people. That made me feel really bad about myself. and it's important for us to have that conversation. I recall one student who said, wait, does that mean I got into Western just because, I have unearned privilege and not because I'm talented? And I said, no, of course not. You got here because you earned your spot here. And you also need to recognize that in your life you enjoy some unearned privilege. And so when students are really open with me and giving me that kind of respectful pushback, that's when I feel like I've really succeeded. When a student feels they can disagree with me and present a different point of view and argue back, to me that feels really successful. And I don't go into the classroom to impart my wisdom on anybody. I go into the classroom to inspire people to think in their own ways.